All right, lesson 7, flipping them over. What this means is we're taking a trial or a low-ticket sale and turning them into a high-ticket monthly recurring customer, okay? Before we go into this at all, though, I want you to just think about this for a second because it might not even be your job, okay? I think for a lot of us, in most cases, it's not our job to do this. Now, I'm teaching you this because in my role, as the entrepreneur and business owner at my companies, this is my job. Like this is what we do. We sell our own services, we sell our own products, we have our own employees. Like we do, like I said, some of the work in-house, some of the work is outsourced, but we fulfill everything that we do pretty much, okay? So it is my job to flip them over and turn them in from a trial to a high-paying, monthly recurring customer. But if you're doing an affiliate sale, it's not your job to turn them into a high-ticket paying, high-ticket customer. It's the product owner's job to do that. So if you're selling a $97 offer to these people and then you're getting them on a high-ticket webinar, it's not your job to sell them on the webinar. It's the other guy's job to sell them on the webinar, right? That's the flip. If you're promoting ClickFunnels as an affiliate and, you're trying to get them to do a $1,000 thing, it's Russell Brunson's job on his webinars to get them to buy that. It's not your job to get them to buy that. So again, it might be your job, it might not be your job, but think about that before you go any further, all right? Flipping them over is all about results. Everything in my company is based on one simple idea that has been around forever since I started in the stock business. That's where I learned it, which is if they're making more money than they're spending, they're going to stay. If they're making less than they're spending, they're going to leave. In the stock business, it was simple. If they're losing money, they're going to leave. If they're making money, they're going to stay with us. Right? When I train the salespeople at Geico Auto Insurance, if they're paying less at Geico, they're going to buy the policy. If they're paying more than at Geico, they're not going to buy the policy. When I was doing mortgages, if the rate here is lower than it is at XYZ Bank down the road, they're going to go with us. If the rate is less, they're not going to go with us. So if the rate is more, they're not going to go with us. So again, that's what it comes down to. If you're charging someone $1,000 a month and they're making $2,000, they're going to stay with you forever. As long as you're not a jerk to them and you don't screw anything up, they're going to stay with you forever. And that's really what it comes down to. So it's all about results. So let's look at an example. And after this example, all I got to do is ask the question and I'm in. So the client is a charter boat. This is actually a real life. This is an actual example from my business. The client owns a charter boat. So they go out. I'm a huge fisherman and I love to fish. So a lot of my clients are in that industry. Not a lot, but I have a lot of that industry in my area and around the country. Because it's just something that I'm really interested in. So this client and I get free if I want to go on a charter boat. If I want to go on a charter boat, I can go out on his for free whenever I want, which is awesome. That's part of the deal in the contract. It really is in the contract. The client is a charter boat captain. We got him in his trial 10 leads in 10 days. And this freaked me out a little because all of the leads came in the last 3 days. For the first 7 days of trial, the guy had nothing. From those 10 leads, he booked 3 trips and is working on another 3. He's not working on another 3 anymore. This is already a paying client of ours, just so you know that. I don't want to mislead you. But at the time when we flipped him over, he had 3 booked trips at $600 a piece, and he was booking on another 3 deals. Okay, just make that clear. $600 per trip, $1,800 in new money. Okay, that's what we brought in over a 10-day period of time. So basically what I did was I called him up and I said to him, I knew all the numbers beforehand. We track all that stuff. So I knew what he was doing. I said to him, his name is John. I said, John, I'm really sorry. I'm not really sure what happened. And, it might be the ad. It might be the image in the ad. It might be the copy. Maybe I targeted the wrong audience. I honestly have no clue what it is, but I'll tell you, it's 100% my fault. I take full responsibility for everything. We only brought in 10 new leads in the 10-day trial period, and I consider that pretty much a failure. Now, honestly, we got 3 new trips out of it, and you said you were working on 3 more. That's a minimum of $1,800 for a $50 investment. Now, I wouldn't consider that a home run, but, it's like kind of like a single, and on the first try, that isn't too bad, is it? And you see how I'm doing that? What a lot of people will do, and this is really important for you to understand, whether you do this or not, whether this is your job or not, because a lot of you, I think, you do affiliate stuff, and this is not even your job. But whether it is or not, I think that's an important psychological like lesson for you to learn. A lot of people will call this guy up, and they'll be like, we got 10 leads and you got 3 trips and this is amazing. This is awesome. I can't believe it. This is so great. $1,800 for a $50 investment. This is the greatest thing ever. And the guy's like, man, this guy's really, really happy. And he sounds like really, really amateurish. Like he should not be this. This should just be like an everyday occurrence for him. See, I take that the other way to the extreme. I called him up. I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened, man. Oh, God. I've been doing this for a long time. This rarely happens. And I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I mean, it could be a number of different things. It could be the ad, could be the copy, the targeting, could be the image. I have no idea, but it's really frustrating the crap out of me. It's 100% my fault. I take all responsibility. But the bottom line is we did bring in 10 new leads, book 3 new trips, and we have 3 working right now. I mean, that's a minimum of $1,800 on a $50 investment. Now, again, it's not a home run. We agree on that. But a single on the first try, I mean, it's not that bad. See how I did that? Tonality, pace, structure of that word track. See how I went through that with him? That's much different than, John, you're never going to believe it. 10 leads came in, 3 trips, $1,800. That's amateurish. Might as well go work at Citibank. You sound like an idiot, right? Call people at 6 o'clock at night while they're eating dinner from Citibank and annoy the crap out of them. That's what you sound like. This, the way that I teach you how to do it, the way that I say it, you sound like a professional talking to another professional, okay? Next, they're going to say, no, that's freaking amazing. Because now they're thinking the opposite. Remember before when you call them up, this is amazing, this is great. They're thinking, this guy, oh, wow, this is great. Like, this should be an everyday occurrence. See, now what they're thinking is, he thinks this is bad. Like, I secretly think this is really good. Like, I didn't expect anything to happen. He got 10 leads that came in. He booked 3 trips out of it. And we're currently booking 3 more that are in the process. He made $1,800 on a $50 ad spend. And he thinks he's apologizing. I think that's kind of, like, that's what the client is thinking, right? That's what the prospect is thinking. Every time you're selling something, you always be thinking to yourself, if I say this in this way, what is that going to make the other person think? It should be in your mind all the time, okay? So that's what they're thinking. Now, when I come back to them, I say, it's not really that bad, is it? They're going to say, that's really actually kind of freaking good, I was thinking. Like, I don't know what your benchmark is, but that was pretty good on my book, and that's kind of like what this guy said. And then I said, well, what I could do is I could do that and a whole lot more if you'd like to continue. Now, the investment for the service is $1,500 a month, and that includes all of your ad spend. Now, listen, John, I'm not a math major or anything like that, to say the least. But if we did $1,800 on a $50 investment, I'm sure we could probably do a little bit more on $1,500, right? What are they going to say? They're say yes, like every single time. Okay. Now, again, I know I keep smashing my Post-it note next to me because that's just a habit. But they say yes almost every single time. And then you just take, for us, this is our actual pitch. That's why it says take in-doc info right next to it. But, yeah, you just take the information that you need and move forward. All right. Take the payment info like we did on the last lesson and be on your way. That's it. All right, guys, that is the end of this lesson.